didn't want to do a polished introduction, and this is definitely not polished. I did forget about this. I will put this back in a sec. And before you ask, would it have been easier for me to display my workout on the TV instead of just from my laptop? Yes. Do I know how to do that? No. And that just gives you a bit of insight on me. And the fact that I was too lazy to bring the yoga mat out is also another. I did answer the door to the postman in this outfit mid-workout, looking like this. I think he was concerned. I didn't really want to do a workout today, to be honest, which made it even harder. And I don't care what anyone says, it doesn't make you feel better afterwards. Not always, at least, and I don't feel better. I actually feel like I feel regret. She really kicked my ass today. My ass. Growing Annas is, I think, the devil. But in like a sweet, supportive way. I discovered her during COVID and haven't really looked back. I don't go to the gym. I just follow her workouts. And let me tell you, personally, I thought I was in shape before those workouts. And she humbled me in every way possible. But I'm getting married this year, so I'm trying to stay in shape. Even on days like today where I feel quite anxious today and just wanted to sit and do nothing. So it's nice to power through. I have this fear of wasting days, and that fear's quite loud. So I just try to power through. It's really sunny today in London, which is rare, which means that there's dust on every corner of this flat. Look at that. So we are going to clean today. I need to shower, put some clothes, and then deal with that. Dressed like a painter today, but I never really know what to wear when it's sunny and I need to clean, so I always go for like a job that I don't have kind of look and see what it would feel like to be a painter. Feels good. Hoovering is always the last job that I do because I hate it. I hate it so much that I would rather... Can't think of anything right now, but I guess I just really hate it. But life. This is me deciding if I go for the leftover Thai food from yesterday or do I go for the healthy eggs avocado toast. It's got to be the eggs. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. It's funny, as a kid, I never really used to like eggs. I would always think, you know, the colour yellow, no thank you. And now as an adult, it seems to be like all I eat, really. My favourite kind, and pretty much the only kind I can do, is scrambled eggs. The key to it is, in my opinion, butter. If you don't put butter, it's just not going to be good. And no offence to anyone who doesn't put butter, you're wrong. Remember a world where like avocados weren't a thing? I don't think my grandparents ever had avocado. I genuinely just don't think they ever bought it. They never talked about it. And yet, this is all we eat. Seems to be like you're a bit weird if you don't have avocado, you know? What's wrong with you? This avocado. I sometimes even wonder, do I like avocado? Do I even like how this tastes? Or am I just following the trend? Butter my toast. Yeah, you can't have any of this without butter on toast. That's just doesn't make sense. One thing I do love is olives. You will be my best friend if you bring me preferably a massive jar of olives. I mean, this is already nearly gone, but I use them for, you know, just like right now, but more importantly, for martinis. All right. Let's eat. Look at that. Isn't that nice? So I would say I have a pretty normal life, aside from the fact that sometimes I do acting jobs, voice jobs, and then 3/4 of my life is doing jobs I don't actually want to do. That is good. Like, for example, next week, I'm doing a sales job selling water features. What are water features, do you ask? They are fountains in the shapes of dolphins, chimpanzees, yogis that you put in your garden, and water comes out of it. And it makes it a nice feature for your garden if you have a garden, which obviously in London, you need to be doing pretty well if you've got a garden, for one. 2, you need to be doing pretty well to buy stuff to put in the garden. 3, you're buying a water feature. And I'm spending the next 2 weeks doing that. And I'm not a salesperson. I don't like talking to that many people, and that does involve talking to a lot of people. And the kind of people who are buying water features, and that's a really niche type of person. They're just not, you know, the people I'll crack jokes with. They're the kind of people I'd usually run away from in the street. When you're an artist, or, you know, you're just doing something creative with your life, most of the time it doesn't pay bills. So you have to do these jobs to do what you love. I'll probably like have one acting job or one voice job a month, and then the rest of the time I do have to suck it up and say yes to these things. I've done 150 jobs in my lifetime. I was bag search security at Kensington Palace. Now, in retrospect, that was a good job because I got to see everyone's bags, and the stuff I saw in those bags, it changed me. It changed my life. And I did that for 6 months. And I kind of wish I was still doing it because it was lovely. My day-to-day is pretty much what you're seeing. Days like this are pretty dull, but sometimes we like dull, and it's okay. We get to just be boring and sort of sit in that. Being in your 30s is interesting because on the one hand, you know who you are, you know a lot of who you are, but on the other hand, you have no clue about anything. You were sort of promised to know more by now. And if I was being kind to myself, I probably would go, you know, you've learned a lot and you've grown. But then I have days like today where I wake up quite anxious and I don't really have a lot to do today. And I try and fill my day with something productive that would make me feel good, or that would help in a way, you know, making the flat nice and working out. But it doesn't answer any questions. What am I meant to do here on this planet? It's a big question. I actually do have a tape to film today. It's a commercial, and they're usually the most ridiculous ones. I did one yesterday where I had to scream to camera, different screams. You can just imagine my neighbours and what they were thinking was happening. I guess it's part of my job, which most of the time doesn't feel like a job because obviously commercial tapes, they don't feel like a job. They are work. Actors do the work. But most of the time people just think we're sat doing nothing at home and wondering when the next job is going to be, when actually there are so many tapes, so many different cuts, edits, just endless. And you just don't know if you're even going to get it. So the amount of effort for nothing every week is just a lot. But in the weeks like this week where I'm in between 2 jobs and I know I'm working on Monday doing this sales job, I try and just embrace the little things in life, like this lovely lunch. I still like avocados. They taste great. Oh, I do need to water the plants. Welcome to my self-tape nook. It usually takes about 35 minutes for this to stay on. I could probably buy a new one that would stand on its own, but I feel like we've got some history, like we've been through some things. It's just given me a lot of jobs, you know? So I can't seem to get rid of it yet. So this tape is quite simple. It's just, I need to do a French accent and read to camera. So usually I just use a teleprompter that will just do the work for me, and I just read and look, you know, interested. Isn't that wall really trippy? Just me? Look at that blue sky. It's like I'm in California. I completely misjudged my outfit. I'm sweating. I shouldn't have worn a jumper. Bad call. It's too late to go back though. Okay, the jacket's come off. It had to. Oh my God. Holy moly. So nice. I wish I'd brought a book. Next time. One thing I did forget is to put SPF. You just don't think about it when you're in the UK in March. And I've got a big forehead, so it's usually the first thing that burns. And I just know I'm going to have a red forehead tonight. Just got to roll with it, really. There is nothing better than London in the sun. I said it. You can't beat it. There's just no point in going on holiday when it's this weather. I feel like I burnt a bit, but we'll see that later.